Becoming confident taught me 3 insanely valuable lessons about attracting women. I used to be terrified of every single pretty girl, but once I developed my confidence, I started to live out my wildest dreams. If only I could have embraced this when I was younger, it would have saved me so much pain. So my whole life growing up, I thought you needed to be tall to get girls, and I was short. In high school, I was on the shorter side of lower 5 foot. Probably when I came in freshman year, I was maybe 5'2", 5'3". I worked my way up to 5'7", and that's my current height now. And I thought that this was gonna affect my ability to get girls massively, on top of the fact that back then I was a serious introvert and I really struggled to make friends and forget about talking to girls. That just never happened. So nowadays, I'm still 5'7", but I get with girls who are the same exact height or even taller. I've been with a girl that is 5'11". It has no impact on my ability whatsoever. It was all in my head. And I'll give you another example. See, last summer I had 2 pimples on my lip. I've even got one right now. You can see it a little bit right there, but these were 2 big fat pimples right on my lip. And it was a night when I was going out to the club. And this could have affected my ability to, the version of myself, my confidence, and how I felt about myself, my self-image, like it would have back when I was in high school. But nowadays, I would just okay, whatever. It's a small little thing. Nobody really cares. And I just went out the best version of myself, ignoring that was even there, and ended up pulling a girl that night. So the lesson here is that your insecurities are all in your head. Nobody is thinking about them besides you, and you're gonna be the only person that messes it up by projecting your insecurities onto other people. The moment you can let go of them and stop being so self-absorbed, you are actually gonna start having success. Self-absorption is the opposite of seduction. If you wanna get girls and you want girls to like you, you need to stop being so self-obsessed. I have seen dudes, one of my mentors was not traditionally attractive at all. And I'm not saying this to be mean. He had a beard, he had a lot of acne, but the beard wasn't really that good. It was kind of scruffy looking, but he was genuinely the most charismatic, charming man ever. He was an amazing communicator. The way he carried himself was with such confidence, and he got girls left and right. I'm talking really hot girls. I was there with him in person when he was doing stuff like this. And looks and his acne and his scruffy beard had no effect in the negative. It didn't matter at all because he was just the best version of himself, a confident, outgoing guy, and he didn't care about his insecurities. So that is the key lesson here, is that you need to get over your insecurities and start just being the best version of yourself, because everyone wants to be around a fun, charismatic, charming guy. And if you implement what I tell you in the next 2 minutes, I guarantee it will change your life. So at 19 years old, I got broken up with and was absolutely devastated. And up until this point, I hadn't really had that much success with girls. And the only reason I got into this relationship was because she pursued me just as much as I pursued her. But I destroyed the relationship by not knowing how to hold frame or anything within dating at all. And after that, I had a moment of realization where I thought, if I don't change anything, I'm not gonna get any better. This is just gonna keep happening. I'm gonna be too scared to talk to the girls that I find attractive. If I do get into a relationship, I'm probably gonna mess it up due to a lack of experience with girls and just overall knowledge and lack of life experience and self-development. And I was like, shit, I really need to make a change deep down. I need to become the man that I wanna be. So moving forward, I embarked fully on self-development, and I started to build my confidence. And one of the things I did whilst being on that self-development journey that I'm still on to this day is I started talking to every single pretty girl that I saw, even if deep down, early on, I didn't think that I could get her because I didn't have that sort of confidence. There was gorgeous girls who I didn't think I could get. And just because I talked to them and I was learning and self-developing, reading books on communication and bettering myself as a whole, I ended up getting them. And it broke mental barriers in my mind that I didn't think were possible. And now all of a sudden they were possible. And then they kept repeating and repeating and repeating. And it set a new standard for me in terms of what is possible if you just go after what you want tenaciously and you put in the work behind it as well. So it's like, if you're going after every single girl you want and you're putting in the work on the back end, going to the gym, reading books, meditating, gratitude journaling, improving your mental health and your physical health, you are going to be the best version of yourself, and girls are going to see this, and then you will start having success. I promise you it will happen. But it's a combination of you putting in the work on in the dark where no one sees it, and then also just going after those things that you deep down want but are too scared to do. And this absolutely changed my life. And there's no harm in being the most confident version of yourself and going after the things that you truly deeply desire. And that's the biggest takeaway that you can get from this lesson. And boys, if you're tired of being insecure, nervous, and missing all the opportunities that you want to pursue to get girls because you lack confidence, then grab my free confidence transformation guide. It's going to be linked in the description. I'm going to teach you the exact steps that I took to get to where I'm at now. So now that you're bought into becoming confident and what it will do for you, here is how you can develop it the right way. See, when I was 19 years old, I moved from New York to Florida with my family, and I knew absolutely no one. And after months of being alone, being terrified to go out and meet people, I decided to go to an 18+ club. But that day I was so scared. I literally threw up before going, but I decided that I was a man of my word and I was gonna go either way, and I did. And I showed up and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. So let's fast forward to after I developed my confidence and I came back to Florida about 8 months later from that point. See, this time around, after developing my confidence the right way, I went to a country bar, and I'm not really a big country fan, but I heard that there was some hot blondes there, so I had to check it out for myself. Once again, all by myself, but this time around, I was much more confident. I just rolled up in there knowing absolutely no one, and just started talking to a few different people. And before you knew it, I ended up meeting this really nice Danish girl who I ended up getting with. We ended up traveling. We went to a cool music festival together. We had so many fun experiences, all because I went out the confident version of myself. And this time around, I didn't have those insecurities, or I didn't have to throw up before because I was so scared. So here's what you can do to develop it, and it doesn't have to take that long either. For me, it really started to build quickly when I followed these exact steps, and you got to do them the right way. So I'm going to break it down for you. It basically goes like this. You need to develop internal and external confidence. They're two very important things. Internal is you building trust in your word, knowing who you are as a person, really focusing on yourself through self-development. And let's break that down. So after that breakup at 19, what I did was I started reading, meditating, gratitude journaling, just reflective journaling, all delayed gratification activities. And then I cut out all instant gratification activities like porn, video games, smoking weed, anything that you can think of, I cut out. So there was no instant gratification. I started incorporating the delayed. I was also doing challenges like ice baths, cold approaches, things like that to push my comfort zone. So that was the internal that allowed me to start building trust in my word, knowing who I was as a man. And then the external is going to come from you interacting with the world, because it's great if you do reading, meditating, journaling, but if you just sit in your house all day, you're not going to have a true sense of external confidence. Like when you go, if you had to show up in a new city, you would probably be pretty scared. Like in a foreign country, in a new city, or go to a club by yourself, you'd be scared. But if you do this all the time, you're not going to be. So you need to start interacting in the world in ways that scare you. This might be different for most people, but for the most part, doing things alone, going and cold approaching girls, or trying to make new friends, these are all things that you can do to develop your external confidence. At least that's what I did. And this has helped me so much, because it showed me that I can do anything if I put my mind to it. And this has helped translate into every area of my life. But it's really these two core things. It's the internal and it's the external combined. And when you do these both, you are going to build very strong confidence in yourself as a man. And this is what it all comes down to. So that is pretty much it. You just need to start working on yourself. And that is why I built that full transformation guide that's going to break this down for you even further, give you exact specifics that you can do. You can fill in. It's all fillable. It's a Notion template. And this is absolutely going to change your life. I put so much effort into this. I could be charging for it, but I really want you guys to start having the level of success that I've had with not just confidence, but girls and in all areas of my life. And confidence is absolutely necessary for that. So once again, you can grab that below for free. And I'm going to link it in the first link in the description. I hope you guys grab that. See you guys in the next video, boys.